A young woman lost her life in Virginia on Saturday after she was stabbed to death by a 19-year-old employee of Fairfax County Park Authority following an argument over wedding chairs at a reception. Kempton Bonds, the man who stabbed Tyan Johns, 35, has since been charged with second-degree murder. Johns, who owns Chef Tyan Catering Company in Maryland, was killed during the wrap-up hours of a wedding ceremony hosted in Eleanor C. Lawrence Park in Chantilly, Fairfax County. According to investigators, the two started a mundane argument over who owned the folding chairs used in the wedding reception. The killer insisted that the chairs belonged to the park, while the caterer maintained they were hers. Unable to control himself, the 19-year-old drew a pocket knife and stabbed John several times in the upper body. She was quickly rushed to the hospital where she succumbed to the stab wounds. A bartender at the wedding reception, Simone Spence, who's also John's close friend, said Bonds was generally upset with the conduct of the wedding guests throughout the celebration and had at one point shut off power and dialed the police to register his complaint over noise. The police responded to the noise call, but got to the venue at around 9:30 p.m. when the issue had already been resolved and everything was back to normal. A police report says that around 11 p.m. when the event was wrapping up and Johns was holding the folding chairs onto a truck, Bonds confronted her over the chair's ownership before stabbing her with a 3-inch knife. Bonds didn't flee the scene. He stayed put and was later taken into police custody without creating any commotion. By the time of going to press on Monday, he was being held at the Fairfax County Adult Detention Center without bond. One of Bond's friends, Nick Martin, said Bonds wasn't a violent type. The Washington Post reported that Martin informed them that his friend Bonds had called him during the wedding to inform him that wedding guests were complaining about the rules he was enforcing at the venue. Bonds, a student of North Virginia Community College, has been working with the park since 2015. The LGBT community has claimed that the killing of Johns, who was a lesbian, was an act of a hate crime. The police have, however, not come to that conclusion. A GoFundMe campaign was set up by Irena Seymour to help raise money for John's funeral expenses. My name is Yurima Karama, this at Your Black World News.